welcome back to my channel. My name is JR and today I'm going to be adding some braided line to spinning combo. So the braided line that I'm going to be using is this one right here. Is the P-line TCB braid. It is an 8-strand braid. I've never actually used this line, but I've heard some good things about it, so I figured I'd give it a try. The line that I'm going to be using is a 20-pound test and it is a 6-pound diameter. I'm going to be putting it on this rod and reel combo, and it is the Fluger Templar and size 30 and 13 Fishing Source F1. So the purpose of this video is just to show you how I put line on this reel, and for that matter, putting braided line on a spinning reel. So I'll also include how I set up for bottom fishing for trout, mainly triploid trout. So let's just get right to it. Okay, so as you can see, there's the backing. The reason I'm not showing you how to tie this on here, I will at a later date on another reel, is because I already had this line on here. I didn't want to take it off and waste all that extra monofilament. So I got it on all of these eyes all the way down to the tip. And I'm just going to take the end of it, and I'm going to do a double uni knot on to connect it to this braid. So open it up. Looks like really good braid. I figured I'd give it a try. I've talked to a couple of people that really like it, so it's really nice. It's a 8-strand. So we're gonna take it out. There's the line one more time. 20-pound test. It looks like it's a 6-pound diameter, or a 0.010. So we're going to feed it out for a second, and I'm actually going to try this contraption right here so you guys can see it. It's one of the Berkley line feeders. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to pull off. I'm going to leave it up to here so that I can hook it up to here. So I'm going to pull the line out all the way to there. So the monofilament went to there. So now I will put it together. Let's get the end. And like I said, I'm just doing a double uni knot to put them together. You guys have seen uni knots. I have my knot tying video. If you haven't, suggest going to that. But I'm just going to do it real quick. Okay, so we did uni knot on both sides. We're just going to cinch them together. Just like that. Nice and neat. And then I'll just take my little cutters. Make sure I cut the right ones. I've done that before. We're just going to cut it short enough so where it's not really important for it to go through cleanly, because you're only going to literally do this through the eyes once. But never know, if it catch a big enough fish, it's gonna spool your line. I doubt it. I doubt you'll get a big enough fish, but if you do, you just never know. So now I'm just gonna go through and put this line on there and go from there. Okay, now to set up this contraption, pull that out. Okay, there's a bunch of rough, well, I guess it doesn't matter, it's going to be rough either way. So we'll go this way, put it through, and then open it up, and put it on the pole. Find the correct diameter, so I'd say that one's not good. Don't squish your rod. I need to just come up here. Sorry. Right there. There. It should be able to just scoot down just enough. Okay. Now I just screw that in there. It's got like double thread, so it'll feed through and then squirt, or scoot, scoot, and then we'll tighten it up about right. There, you want to put just enough tension, like, because this is serrated inside, you saw how that looked. Don't really want that to rub, so I'm going to have to, I should have put it the other way. I'm going to have to just put tension on it. So that's how it looks right there. And I'll just scoot it so that it's feeding like correctly, you know, like coming down like that. And then all I'm going to do is just hold on to this end right here. And I'm just going to start reeling in. See if I can zoom this out a little bit. Nope, okay, it's not happening. So let me change camera angles. All right, so now you can see me putting tension on it and it feeding. So I'm just going to press down with my fingers and just kind of get it so that it comes in. There, it's feeding pretty good. And you'll see up there. See it turning. You'll see me just putting tension on it, just feeding it through, keeping tension the entire time so that you get tension here and it stays pretty compact. Otherwise you start getting bird's nests. And we're still going, almost there. Nice. So we ended up using all of it. I'll just pull the end. And the reel looks really good. It looks like I need to put a spacer on. Look, they make these spacers that when you take the spool off, sorry, let me get that. So when you take the spool off, there's a little spacer that goes on the rod. And I'll show you that if I can find some. Put a little spacer. It's like a little nylon or plastic O-ring. And it lifts the spool up. So if you can see right there, the spool's feeding like more like at an angle up like this. You can see it right here. It's kind of like an angle like this. And it's supposed to be flat. It's supposed to be like that. So that means that this spool needs to come up just a little bit so that the center is right. Instead of the center being here, the center moves to here. So what I'm going to do is I'll put the spacer on and then I'll pull the line almost completely all the way out and then I'll re-reel it back in and it should fix the issue. But for now it looks pretty good. I'll just run it like that. I'll try to find a spacer. I know I have one here in one of these boxes. But let me look for it real quick so I can show you how to do that. So unfortunately, I wasn't able to find one. The box that I had them in kind of disappeared. So I'll have to look for that. But I'll show you what I mean by. So you open this up. Okay, and then you just pull the spool off. And inside this right here, whoops, inside this right here, there's a little O-ring that you put on top of here. And I believe you take this part off. And then you put the O-ring in, and then you put this part back on. And what it does is it lifts the spool up just a little bit so that the spool actually feeds, or the line feeds on the spool more evenly, more correctly. And then the other thing that I would tell you is if you ever do this whole process and you put the line on and everything and your line is on there wrong, you can always pull the spool off. Or if you get line underneath the spool, like in here, if you get line underneath here, and instead of cutting it, you can easily just remove the spool and then just feed it back on there. You just have to turn it enough so that, because it does have like a certain way that it goes in. See, just like that. And then you'll have a little thing on top, and then put this back on. But like I said, once I find it, I'll try to do a video on how to do that so that you can do the adjustments needed. But line looks really good. Let me just finish setting it up for those triploids. All right, so let me set the weight on real quick. So I'm using a 1/2 ounce weight. See right there. I'm just gonna feed it through. And this is just a Carolina rig. Feed it all the way through, and then we're gonna put a bead on. The reason we put the bead on is to prevent the weight from damaging the knot. So there's the weight and the bead, and then we put a barrel swivel on. So I usually do a double improve clinch, which means that I'm just going to do a loop. Just adds a little bit of strength to that. Oh, adds a little bit of strength to the knot. All right, that recovery was a success. So we're just going to go through, do a improve clinch knot. Okay, now that we have that, we're just going to cut the tag ends. Just adds a little bit of strength to that knot. And I need new pliers. Should be getting my Kastkings. Okay, now we're just going to add a leader. I usually start with 24 inches. So let me go grab that. So we're just going to do, usually I do fluorocarbon, but we can do 10-pound monofilament. Do about 24 inches. Wow, that was very loud. So right there. Okay. So kind of the same thing. We're going to run the, we're going to do an improved clinch knot once I get this all untangled. I untangled it from one and entangled in the other one. All right. Oh, geez. So I'm just going to do improved clinch, but not a double, just a regular one. And I'm just going to use some of these. They're the Berkley Fishing octopus hooks, size 4. And yeah, I got them on clearance. Every once in a while, I'll just cruise through that clearance aisle and you'd be surprised. I think I have like 4 packs of these, and they're really good hooks. So we're just going to open it up and get one of these out. And then I'll put the rest in my trout box. It's really nice hooks, very sharp. Take a look at that. Size 4. I like to use these size 4 fusions or the size 4 mosquitoes by Owner, or the Owner bait holders. So we're just going to do improve again. All right, got it all nice and beautiful. That line's from the actual fishing line. And there you have it. 24-inch leader, 1/2 ounce weight, bead, barrel swivel, and then a size 4 hook. And we put marshmallows, worms, Powerbait, bunch of different baits. I personally like these ones a lot. These little nuggets. This color is the sherbet. Works really well. My favorite color is actually pink and red, but I do like those nuggets. But we just pop them on here, and yeah, they work really well. So there's the rod and reel, all nice and done. All right, and grab this pole right here. So got it all done. Got it all nice and ready. Got my nice little hook right there, and my weight. The reel is all nice and beautiful. So thanks for watching. It's actually pretty easy, but like I said, just trying to teach you guys what I know and go from there. I know some people don't know how to do that kind of stuff, so I figured I'd just share my, my little bit of knowledge that I have, and hopefully it helps someone. So I really appreciate you guys watching, and yeah, stay tuned for the next video. Hopefully it'll be me using this rod and reel combo and going out there and getting a couple fish. Thanks for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day.